Alright.
Okay, started. So, Mr. What's your name?
Ambel?
Yeah,
Annabe.
I'm Luca.
Luca?
Yeah, Luca
Okay.
Lombardi.
Okay.
You know,
Good morning, Mr. Lombardi.
Hey, good morning.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so I'm glad we're here today.
Yep, me
As
too.
you know, this company is my little baby, so
Mhm.
I'm a bit emotional about it.
Yep.
And well, but I hope that you can make a good offer for it, and we'll just find an agreement. And
Yep.
so, mhm.
So, as I understanding, you want to sell your company, right?
Yep, that's
Okay.
right.
And just to make clear that you want to sell the whole company.
Yes, I would like to sell the whole company.
Okay.
Yep,
As
the
a whole
business.
package.
Yes, as a whole package. Yes,
Okay.
you can see it this way. Yes.
All right. So.
Yeah. So on your side, then I return you the answer. You are talking about doing the overall business, right?
Yes, we are interested in the overall business.
Okay.
However, on the other side, maybe some possibility if you only want to sell part of the business, we
Okay.
are also interested. So that's
Okay.
could be
Sounds
one
good.
of option.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I see.
But in
Yeah,
general, yeah.
for me, yeah, I would definitely look more at selling the overall business.
Okay.
I'm not really interested in selling it part by part.
Okay.
So, okay, so where would you like to start? I think maybe can we list the different points, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, that we would like to discuss about and that our interest. And
Yeah, definitely.
so for me, one of them would be the treatment of the employees.
Okay.
You know, lots of them, they have 15 to 20 years experience in the company, so I want to make sure that they will get a fair treatment.
Okay, fair treatment. Okay.
So that's one of my main interests here.
All right.
Of course, the second one is the price of the deal.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We can. I think that. I mean, I have a model on my side, and I have a valuation that I think is fair.
Okay.
And I've even been a bit conservative on lots of the assumptions. But I think we can discuss these assumptions that I've been using for my valuation, and maybe for your valuation, and get an agreement more on the assumptions than on the end. Because if we have a DCF model, then it's a DCF model. So then I guess that's where we have to agree on the assumptions more than the end of it. Yeah, for me, that's the two main points. I mean, I want a fair treatment.
Okay.
I mean, as I said, I'm quite emotional about the company. That's what I've built. That's my whole life story. So,
So after you sell the company to us, you want to make sure there will be a fair treatment for the employee.
Yes.
Definitely, I understand that. And anything else that you have concern with the company management?
No, I think that if we find an agreement for the employees, for the rest, then it's your job. I mean, it's your interest to make a profit, so I understand that it's your interest to maintain the company in a good shape.
So let's start with the treatment of employees. So what kind of treatment are we talking about?
So as you know, we have been going through a strong restructuration last year. To increase our business performance, increase our sales, and cut our cost. And we have maintained what we believe is really the optimal number of employees. To make sure that the company on one side has enough labor to keep growing and at the same time not being losing performance. And so we have 500 employees.
500.
And so I would like to discuss with you if you were going to acquire the company, what's your plan for these employees? And I would like to make sure that, as I said earlier, they will receive fair treatment.
Yeah.
So for me, fair treatment meaning that they should be maintained, of course, under contract in the company, and I would like to, if possible, to get it written in the contract. And that would be.
So actually, we are thinking that we also want to grow this business and make this business more profitable. And currently, we think that maybe we have to let some employee to go in order to make this business more profitable. So, and I know there are 500 employees. How many of them are managers? We actually think that.
I don't know.
Okay. We actually think that we are going to replace 30 managers.
30
yeah, 30 managers, and we're gonna replace them with employees from our company, so to better manage the company.
So are you going to replace them, or are you going to reallocate them?
That I think that is negotiable. So currently we just want to reduce the cost of the company, and on the other hand to better manage the company. So to integrate this company.
So these 30 managers, do you know what is their responsibility exactly?
I think they are middle level managers. I don't have specific details.
Okay, because we believe that one of the really added value of our company is that we have a team of 30 in-country on-the-ground managers.
Okay.
They always have an open ear to our distributors and partners in different countries, and the real, let's say, added values of the firm, the source of its performance is really this specific team, and these guys with their experience, they have been building for years and years in all these countries on the floor, on the ground. So, and these guys, if they are the one you are talking about replacing, I think here I would disagree completely with you, because if you do that, the profitability of the company will drop.
Okay.
And all the advantages of acquiring my company would be lost for you. So I don't even see it as interesting for you.
Okay. So could you maybe tell more about this middle management in the country of operation? So
that's the only detail I have.
Okay, so there are 30.
Yeah, 30 in-country on-the-ground managers.
Okay. And you think they are very important for this business?
Yes, they definitely are the crown of the jewel, let's say.
Okay.
So they are the ones that have been allowing us to develop this strong network of distribution.
Okay, I see.
Our company is very famous for that.
Okay. So I don't know that information before. So since I know that information, I may reconsider that.
Okay.
All right. So that's a good progress, and I'm also thinking to replace another 40 administrative workers in your organization. So because we are going to use a more modern administrative process, so we may implement some system to replace this manual work.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestion on that?
So I think that we have also identified that we have 40 employees. You said 40?
Yeah, 40.
Okay, so yes, we have identified also 40 employees that we understand that with the acquisition it could become redundant after the acquisition, which makes sense. I mean, that's an acquisition. So same thing. I mean, they have been working with us for like 15 to 20 years, and we didn't fire them yet because we want to have fair treatment for them.
Yeah.
I understand that if you acquire, you would also get some upward and so on.
Yeah.
So I think I would agree if you guarantee me that they would. I mean, if you want to really move these people out, I think that if you could guarantee me that they would have good severance package.
Sure.
Really a fair treatment. When I mean fair, I don't mean the legal minimum. I want something really that we can agree on today, that if these 40 people, you really don't want them out, I need to have security that they will receive at least the double of the minimum legal termination.
So definitely we will design a satisfied package for these employees.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about all the topics we want to discuss with treatment of employees. And I understand that 30 middle managers in different countries are very important for this organization. So I think we will not replace them or let them go. And the second is this 40
long-time employees.
Yeah, long-time employees. Then if it's necessary, we may need to let them go, but we are willing to give them a good package.
Yep.
Okay, so do you think that we could move on to the next topic?
Sure, of course, yes.
So the valuation of this company?
Yep.
I think that you have a model, I have a model, so you want to compare our models and see what's the difference between our size with your size.
Yes.
So
maybe can you tell me how much do you value the company and
yeah,
how do you get to this number?
First, we have a cash flow projection for the next last year for the next 10 years. And we use a WACC with 11%.
Wow.
And we discount that to today, discount all the cash flow to today, and we also evaluate the brand value of your company. And we put these numbers together, we get the valuation for our company. So it's so the brand value has a range from 1.7 million to 3 million, and the discount cash flow, the sum of discount cash flow is around I think it's 21 million. So together the range is from 22 million to 24 million. So
I see. Yeah. So that's very far away from our estimation.
Yeah. So you want
so first of all, I see that different assumptions that we have, for example, on the growth.
Yeah.
Last year we had 2.4% of growth. Okay, I guess 0.4 is an average over the last 5 years. Or I don't know, how did you get to this number?
I think it's
but the last year was 2.4, and because of this restructuring that we have been doing, my estimation is 6 to 8%. But in my model, I took 2.4 as a how to say, as a conservative way.
Okay.
Okay, but that's still very far away from your data.
Yeah.
For the growth of cost on the other side, I have considered a much lower also growth in terms of cost, because also I've taken only the last year, and because of this restructuring, I'm fully confident that we will maintain this very low growth of our costs.
Okay.
Okay. So, in terms of WACC, also.
So what is your so the growth rate for revenue that you use is 2.4%, and what's your growth rate for cost operation?
0.1%.
0.1%. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then in terms of WACC, so I've been using a WACC of 9.7% in my model, which is our current WACC, but I know that because you will be certainly using a lot of debt for this acquisition, even for you the WACC should be even lower than that. Maybe my estimation is around 9.2. Once again, for being conservative, I use 9.7.
Okay. Yep.
So if you can explain me where this 11% is coming from, maybe you can help me understanding better.
Definitely.
So it gives me a valuation.
So I guess our cash flow projection
gives me a valuation of 46 million, which is already quite far away.
Okay.
Then I also have integrated in the model something that you have not in yours, and which I believe is very important, which is synergies.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that thanks to our distribution network, your company will be able to really develop its sales in the markets we are present in the Middle East and in Northern Africa. And we consider that it will be 6 million in terms of cash flow every year.
Okay.
Okay, discounted still at this WACC, it's an additional 37 million. Okay, considering 50%.
Okay.
For me, it's 18 million. Okay, half of that.
Okay.
And then the brand value. I don't know where is your number coming from, but I have an expert who valued it at more than 3 million already. Yeah. And then I had an offer last year from a company who wanted just to use the brand for 8 million.
Okay.
So this is where this 8 million is coming from.
Alright.
So the total valuation on my side is, as you can see, it's pretty different because we're talking about 72.5 million.
Yep. So
I think that we are pretty far away.
Okay, let's just talk about these assumptions.
Yes, sure.
The first, I think we could talk about is the brand value. You said last year a company want to purchase the brand name.
Yes.
For 8 million.
Yes.
Okay, so that's something we could work on because actually after acquiring your company, we may want to change the name to be more international. Okay. So we may not need that brand name.
Okay.
So if you could sell that for 8 million to another party, we definitely
that
fine
sounds
with that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. And okay, let me write this down. I think this is something we can.
And for your information, we also hired a consultant to evaluate the brand. So it's I can see the difference is quite large. So I think it depends on depends on the request. So
yeah, that's right.
I think that if you could sell that for a higher value,
it's true.
definitely.
I feel that sounds interesting option.
And for the synergy part, that I know that there may be some synergies we could leverage after acquiring a company, but for now we are not fully convinced, or we are not certain how much synergy we could extract from the company. But
I think for this one, maybe what we could do, I've been thinking on it also, and I would like to propose you, instead of valuing it right now, there is a lot of uncertainties, this is true. I would propose you, maybe can we talk about royalties, for example?
I think that makes sense.
Everything that you are selling on the markets where you will be using our distribution channels, I could get a 50% of this, of your margin. And
I think that's a good suggestion. We could construct a deal that we don't have to pay you the synergy right now, but I think in the future, if we are able to extract value from this synergy, we will definitely okay to pay you that part of money. So so
sounds good.
Alright, so there's two. And now let's talk about WACC.
Yeah, so in terms of WACC, so let me check that I have there. Okay. So could you tell me? Yes, I think that we know both of our positions. So can you explain me how you get to this 11%, which sounds a bit.
So actually, we know that your WACC is actually should be lower than 9 point the WACC you use.
9.7.
And we actually use a WACC of our own, which is 8.5%.
Okay.
However, that since there's always a risk with acquisition, we put 2.5% of the premium into that WACC, and that's only because your company is relatively transparent to us, and usually we will add 5% of premium to our WACC. And I think that if it's possible, we could make this deal more transparent, then we may be able to reduce that premium further to maybe 1% or something. So I think that 5% is only for reflect the risk of acquiring a private company in a new and unknown market. So
true.
How your WACC is just your
our
cost of capital,
9.67 is our current cost of capital. Which is already embedding, the risk of our business and everything. So that's why I used it for the model. So you told me you even have a lower cost of capital, 8.5%, and you will be using, I guess, leverage to acquire us. So it means that it should lower this WACC even a bit further. And I still choose to use 9.7 to really reflect the risks of our business and being conservative.
I think that if we could find a third party to ensure this deal, maybe we could able to reduce that risk premium. But
Can you explain me this third party idea? I don't really.
It seems that my boss or our company is afraid that there are some potential risks in your company.
What kind of risks?
Some kind of
very transparent over the overall process and.
So some information asymmetry. So we may not know some
understand.
information.
So because I think we've been doing lots of efforts on that. We have no debt. We have no bad accounting practices. I mean, we've been sharing all the information we have with you. Our business is solid and it's reposing on solid fundamentals. As I was explaining before, our people were 15 to 20 years on the ground. So I don't really understand what kinds of risk you are scared about. And maybe if you tell me more, I could try to find.
You know all your business information, right? So we don't know that your business as well as you do. So we can worry something that currently we don't know may affect our future business.
How can I help you to feel more secure?
Maybe we could hire a third party, like auditing company to do this.
To do a due diligence? Or?
Yeah, to do a due diligence.
Sure.
And
but who's gonna pay for it?
Since that we still have 2.5 premium on the risk, so if we are able to reduce this risk to 0 or to maybe 1%, we could use that. So if we reduce the risk to 1%, then we will use a WACC of 9.5%.
Okay.
And you use a WACC of
9.67.
So we will have 0.1% savings, and we could use that 0.1% saving to pay the due diligence company.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that maybe we need to further discuss, but I think we have a common understanding. Because currently that's all the information I have.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good. I think it sounds fair. I try to be as transparent as possible, but it's not good for you. Okay. Right. So I think maybe the next point, because we talked about synergies and so on, the last discrepancy is about
growth rate and for the cost and
the growth rate.
So let me see that. So
maybe it's a good time to look at the model. Maybe we can, or you want to talk first and.
I think let's talk first. How do we get this 0.4%? How we get these numbers?
Yes.
How? So you said that. I think what we do, we use the average, and how.
Yes, on my side, I only consider the last year from -1 to 0. As you know, we have had some years where the economic activity was not as good as it is right now.
Yep.
So I consider that if we, consider 5 years ahead, we are integrating some macroeconomic data inside the calculation, and so it's not fair for me. Do you know what I mean? Like we are comparing apples to pears or apples to oranges. As you can see, 5 years ago we were at 92.5 in terms of revenue, but then it dropped 4 years ago, and then it started ramping up again. So definitely, I think that I could agree to consider like 2 years back, or even maybe 3 years if it makes you more comfortable.
Okay.
But definitely, I would not consider since 5 years ago, because this has been, let's say, macroeconomic external factors that have been impacting everybody in the business, not only my company, and integrating that in the model is just unfair.
I understand your point. I think that's a valid point.
So would you like to look at the numbers maybe doing that?
Yeah, sure. Let's.
You know what's the problem with the model, because I did the model yesterday on Excel, and is that we don't know what's the tax rate, and we don't know what's the
Oh,
so even if we change this one, it will change the 2 first lines, but then it doesn't.
Yeah, I see.
EBITDA we have it, but it doesn't change the EBIT, and then we have to make like a very rough assumption on tax rate. And so, but if you want, we can still.
Yeah, let's. So before we look into that, let's talk about how should we come up with the growth rate for operating expense. So since you said that we use the last 4 years, the average for the revenue growth rate, should we also use the average of last year?
I think we should take the same period.
Yeah, so that's fair
and
for
I think
everyone, right?
it's as I told you, we had this strong restructuration last year. So I understand. I mean, my point of view is that thanks to this restructuration, our cost of growth should be much more under control than it could have been before, and also our revenue should ramp up faster.
Okay.
But I understand that this is just my personal view, and we can,
So
agree
you just said last year you had a restructure.
Yes.
I don't know that. Could you maybe elaborate more on your restructure?
Yes. Let me see. Okay, you have recently worked very hard to leave your business poised for global growth and success. In this year's P&L, you finally started to see the results of the reorganization you have personally directed during the last 2 years, and had to make some tough decisions, such as letting considerable amount of people to make Lombardico a leaner company.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that before.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's all I have.
All right, so yeah, let's maybe look
let
at.
me see if I can find. Yeah, no, there is no more information.
All right, so let's look at model and let's see if we use the.
Turn the computer.
Yeah, let's turn the computer. I'll turn the computer.
Maybe we can record my daily media reception moment. No, not today. So even the model is wrong, you will see.
So yeah, we can agree that if we all use the average for the last 4 years, it'll be a fire assumption. Do you agree with that?
I think so. Okay, so you see, if I take the last year growth, which is what they say, it's 2.6%.
Yeah.
It's not 2.4. Normally my model is 2.4 in the one they gave me.
Okay.
And this one it should be 0.2, not 0.1.
Okay.
But whatever, let's take
let's take the average.
So for the last 4 years, no?
Yeah.
So it would be G3 minus C3. So
This.
divided by C3. Again divided by 4, no?
Yeah.
So no geometric average.
Okay.
It should be pretty close, right?
Yep.
Okay, 1.6.
Okay.
But you see these numbers are not changing. So this is what we have to check later. So, okay, 0.9. So the move is like beneficial, both moves are beneficial for you, but I understand it sounds more fair.
Yeah, I think
so then you see our EBITDA, so how to do that?
We could use the percentage they are current, right? They are right now.
You want to see the percentage?
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, I know it's different.
It's always between 0.5 and 0.58.
Yep.
0.57, 0.58. Okay, so we can make an average of that?
Yeah, we could make an average of that.
Should we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I think we should also take the last 4 years.
Okay. Yeah. So it's from D.
Yeah.
D.
D7.
4 or 5. Okay. 53 sounds good. So just. Okay. So here for this one we took from this one. It's okay also?
It's okay.
For period of growth. Okay. So this one, so then it means that this should be, instead of being a fixed number, it should be equal to this multiplied by this, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then if I solve this, what it should be. Okay, yeah, then it's stable because I use for the 2 first years I use this growth and then it's the same. Okay, so it's changing to 30 from 45. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 45.7. Now it's 30.5. How much was it on your side? 20 something?
21.
Okay. Okay, so then the synergies we said that we will make it as a
contract, long-term
so
contract.
0. So, okay. And the brand value, then I will do it on my side.
Yeah, we will separate the company from brand.
Okay.
I think that's
so it means that you will not be allowed to use the Lombardy brand
at
any time in the future.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's your asset.
So it means that our price is 30.5.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Although we still have a lot of details, but I think currently we.
So we used but we didn't change. Okay, the WACC we said 9.5, no? Just to monitor.
And we will pay the.
Okay, 30.7.
And we will pay the
so
third
let me write the growth rate. We use the 4 years average.
Yes.
So it gave us 1.6%. The cost growth, same thing, so it gives us 0.9%.
Okay. Yeah.
Then WACC, okay, 9.5, and then that's all.
Yep.
And then we use the 53%, yeah, but this is like because the flow of the model, but we should have more.
Yep. All right.
So we should I think because we still have to discuss like the severance package for the people and.
Yep.
So should I say that?
Yeah.
Then if we need it, we just. Yeah, I don't think we need it.
Yeah, we don't have too much information on that, but we can. We have a general agreement.
No, I think so. Yes, we have the structure. Now maybe we can just finish numbers.
All right.
So just to make sure, so we don't touch the 30 managers on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
30 minutes. Quite good.
Yep.
So for the 40 people, so then we say we have to talk about the severance package.
Yep.
So I was telling before maybe at least minimum twice the legal minimum, but because we are in some countries I don't really know.
Yeah,
I'm
so
supposed to know them, but
I think that's a small part of the contract, and yeah.
But yes, but I mean for me it's quite important. So
definitely,
it's one of my main interests, as I said before. So I want to make sure that my employees, loyal employees, to me are
I
receiving
understand that. I
fair
think
treatment.
that we definitely.
So what could you propose
on your side? So we could consider the specific conditions in different countries, and
okay.
I think right now it's hard to write it down like as a contract because we don't have a lot of information on that.
Yeah,
but I think
so how could
we have a good
frame it?
We have to have a good intent to let these people go in good fashions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
But, yeah, I would like to have a guarantee. I can't let my people like this. So. I would like to really agree on something more tangible than just. You know.
So what's your suggestion? Because I really don't have a.
Yeah, I don't really know these countries very well. Now, me neither. But. The idea I had in mind was maybe to guarantee them twice the legal minimum in their countries, which sounds fair, but maybe in some of these countries the legal minimum is 0, because I can understand that this is not European countries.
Okay. So
what about like the Chinese law, then, which is 1 month per year of service?
I think, N+1.
N+1, right? What do you feel about that?
I think that it's fair. It's hard to say it's whether fair or not, but I think it's generally accepted in China.
Yeah.
How about that? We say that we don't sign the contract, we don't close the deal before all the employees are satisfied.
But that's risky, don't you think? I mean.
Yeah, but we really don't have.
What do you mean by until all the employees are satisfied? That so we negotiate with all of them severance package?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we first have a settlement with all the employees, and after that we could sign this contract as we just negotiated.
Okay. Yeah, before finishing. Okay, I agree. That's sounds fair.
Okay.
Okay, so then in terms of royalties for future synergies, we say 50% of all the future cash flow that you will get from the sales through the Lombardy distribution network.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 50%. Okay.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all, I think, and the rest is the model, and we agreed on all the numbers. So.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the brand, I will sell it on my own, and you won't use the name.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
All right.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Next time, I hope.
All right.
We can negotiate again.
All right.